EMP will go down to create a little bit of space. They have to push up towards this zone, and they're going to be able to do so. Leica with those P20s in hand. Tether goes in as well, and VP from having so much space now seem like they're all just a little bit trapped. Zach Mays is going to be picked, but manages to at least draw some attention away, but Zach is going to be down into Rufu, who gets that pick with the scout, and the aggression pays off.
And SGB still waiting. They hear the gunshots, they're waiting for that knock. They know if they could just wait this out another 30 seconds, maybe a victory could be there for them.
Well, the cat wall is enough from Slayer to keep VP alive for now, but look at the damages coming in, and this castle wall is not longed for Stormpoint much longer. They're going to have to jump up here, and VP, who had so much control of space, they had that Kraber, they had so much damage, might be the team who are going to go out first if they try and take the port down. And SGB, like you say, who are waiting for their opportunity to strike, now they move in and they've got a PK to play with as well.
SGB should be able to clean this up now. VP go down, and there is a very weak nose fox on the other side.
SGB move in. SGB will claim victory on the main stage here of our first game at the ALGS Open. And what a way to start the day for those three gents. Well, ExoClan trying to make up for a little bit of a disappointing game number one here. LG hitting some big shots, and it was Sorcerer this time who was feeling a little bit saucy. You were saying the Naughty was feeling a bit naughty. Well, ExoClan trying to move up onto the high ground now to close this game out.
Yeah, they have a lot of high ground, a lot to work with as well. And you can see they are just going to wait and maybe use that crypto drone at the right time. The EMP could be vital as now Dark gets taken down. And ExoClan just trying to find out where those remaining pieces of FWG are. And it looks like they have been able to spot him out and will be able to shut down the final moment. So now it is going to be LG as a 2 against ExoClan.
LG do have the height though, and you have to wonder if they're going to be able to do enough. But ExoClan have managed to get some height themselves. Swinny's going to play it, but maybe he's going to give the opportunity to LG to turn this into a 2v2. Swinny tried to make an aggressive play, just the timing was off on all of that, and it's looking like a 2v3 scenario that's going to be turned in the way of LG. The break comes in now from Naughty. He's going to challenge, even with the dash. Chaotic turns it into a 1v1 though. Shuby knows that he's broken, but he gets tethered.
Nice tether.
Shuby is in the middle of nowhere right now. But there is the cover coming on from the knockdown shield. Whistler goes in here for Shuby. It's a 1v1, but this has got very, very awkward. Chaotic jumps behind the knockdown himself now, and this is all sorts of crazy as this 1v1 continues, and finally LG will win it. It's a 2v3 they turn around, but I've got to say, it was a bit messy from everybody in that final fight. He knows that there's multiple teams inside of this building. Legion Gaming knows there's an opportunity to third if it breaks out, but it's about waiting for that damage to go down, and now we are seeing this fight break out on this second level. And you're expecting surely to see Legion Gaming move in here. It's a 1v1. Unleash will go down. They will fall, and there indeed is the third party. Legion Gaming timing perfectly, but now Nemesis, they see the opportunity to strike, and what was looking like a perfect third party has now turned into an absolute brawl inside of this building, and it's gonna be Team Nemesis who are the fourth party who time it perfectly, and that one will put a smile on Nem's face.
But now SGB are also there, but LG are just watching, waiting from the perfect prime position, and they are in such a good spot to be winning this game, and they have Fuse to absolutely barrage the opposition teams here with grenades, and SGB and Nemesis both trying to stay alive. SGB go down, so it's Nemesis versus LG. Now Nemesis are at least up as a full 3, but how do they get out of the sight lines here?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I mean, they do have Ash available. They don't have a Void Nexus to fall back to, but the zone's going to be closing, so that's going to be pretty much irrelevant. They can, of course, queue through this wall and try and use those microseconds that they have of invincibility being in the Void to try and survive, but it doesn't matter because Shuby hits the 120. The Ashport comes in as well, and that's just going to be free fodder, you would imagine, here for LG. But there's nothing free in these fights until it's going to be cleaned up. LG will go back-to-back. They will be your winners here on game number 3, the final one we have on Stormpoint.
LG find themselves, I think, on 62 points now after 3 matches.
In terms of the composition you're also running together with your team, the EMP comes out. Nate coming right back down after a little slowdown here. Ozzy still trying to provide that extra pressure while Stay Naughty gets another nade knock here in the feed. Sid Squad's left. Lovely follow-up off the PK to get another knock. And RTS finish off what was left for that squad, but O2 now slide in from the low ground with the circle closing in behind their backs.
Yeah, not to be confused with Oxygen None area. O2 are going to go down as well, so no oxygen left in this lobby at all. No room to breathe for the 4 squads left alive. As Noise Fox, they clear out their side of the zone, very importantly. Now it's just LG and FWG on the opposite end of the arena. LG actually trying to use a portal for the reset here. That's an Apex 101 move there. You love to see it.
It's waiting out just real quick, knowing that the EMP possibly could be coming, but it's just about the information instead with the altars, them going up and down like they're on a zip line instead, playing off the other side of the knockdown while popping that shield back, and those folks don't even have to get involved.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you can see FG, they can hear the res, they want to stop it, but they're also a little bit scared of going down to NoiseFox on the other side. So they actually play it a little bit slowly, and somehow they come out out of that one the losers, and that just gives NoiseFox the chance to full send it.
Free for them, but maybe not so free. Losing it on Leica. Sasuke now moving in with the P20s on the other side. Shubi, last one left, going up on the high ground, it looks like. In this 1v1, Sasuke playing up the low ground here. Shubi trying to pop this shield back. Can't poke that just yet. He can't climb it as easily. He's forced to call in the evac.
Okay, he's going to drop down now after he gets the bat off.
The ring around the Rosie. The patience no matter what. The ping's coming in, he slides in, huge shots with the P20. No amount of pressure from the Fusey could save you here as LG with another win, make it 3 in a row, adding Broken Moon to their list with their dub.
So they play this proactively and go out, find a little bit of cover behind that rock.
You also saw the ping there, the ultimate accelerator being pinged for DXA because they have a seer, so they will have that dome, so that with the exhibit will allow them to see where everybody is once everyone's forced to drop down and collapse.
Yeah, exactly. One of the only teams to be bringing that in at this late stage in the series. We've been seeing him just pop up just a little bit. SGB, okay, interesting. It's a very aggressive, well, not aggressive, but proactive lifeline ultimate here, just to give them some cover. Remember, indestructible cover. The only way you can really get in there is with Skynades, but they've also got the Watson.
All right, Plex is getting a little bit too aggressive here too with the Ash Portal. They fully dive down though. They see the opportunity from Legion. They fully commit, and DXA just walk in to take the game. Your game number 5 winners as the patience indeed pays off.
I mean, DXA just counting their blessings at the end of that one.
Get all the information with the exhibit, but having to be careful with the nades hurtled in his direction. Oh, he's one shot. The knuckle cluster is enough. That's why we've been seeing so many fuses here in the lobby like this. Nico is the next one to go out. DXA with a hurdle of nades set in their direction get taken on. Shubi is still alive, and now he's got the high ground.
Oh my god, and he almost manages to grief one of the VP players here. He's got the Kraber. He's picked that up off Lockie's body, and with 5 bullets left, is there chaos left for Shuey to go? He goes for it! He hits the 360!
Oh!
Where have we seen that before, Vicky?
Oh my, and every ALGS lad, you know you always gotta tug at my heartstrings a little bit with a 360. No scope here on the Kraber. Shubi did what he had to do, but it is Unleashed walking in, being in 5th place now after getting that dub and getting the KP that they need at the end of our series. Your Game 6 winners.
3v3s happening on both sides of the map. Furia have to hold out Monster, and NRG have to hold out Activist Yota. Both NRG and Furia at an extreme height disadvantage.
Monster could coexist with Furia on top of layers here, but NRG is going to get pinched. It all comes down to who pushes who. Activist looking really comfortable right now, but in about 20 seconds, not so much, because a lot of LOS is going to be out of cover. People are already getting punished here. It comes down to who jumps on who, and it looks like NRG is trying to hold her back.
And this first knock is huge, because it makes it more attractive for Monster to come in and third party the fight. NRG actually finish off Activist Yota, and looking just behind them, we can see Monster closing the gap on Furia. Instead, NRG may be able to get for free here, but Monster realize what's happening, perhaps too late, as they turn around on NRG, immediately Newcastle wall, and now are stuck in no man's land. They're gonna have this wall come down, this catalyst wall, in just a few seconds. NRG and Furia are going to be looking at them. Furia, no, and they swing on NRG immediately, prepared for it. Gildison turns around, is able to play behind the mobile shield, and Furia come back. We are baiting and switching. We are skill checking everyone. Are you aware for every possibility? Monster staying really on top of it right now. Furia still thinking about the climb, but it's really difficult into this new wall. I'm not seeing any nades. I'm not seeing any utility. Furia, what will they do? Monster stuck in a land of indecision. I think they're going to go down here, Graceful.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're seeing everybody poking. No more utilities at, you know, at everybody's cost. They already used all of it. It all comes down to who gets in the crossfire, and NRG is on the edge right now, looking to close this game out.
You can't even approach NRG. Monster and Furia, they stare each other to death, and nobody even looks at NRG. What a tragic ending for those two squads, but what a fantastic one for NRG, who just trying to create more space between Furia and NAVI, bait this fight to happen again, but Furia know what's up. The jig is up. Furia Catalyst Wall, just like you had said, applying pressure to push NAVI, and never on time together. It's Keon that gets the first knock. NAVI are waiting on the other side, and they haven't even dropped their health that low. Never on time go down, and it's Fury on the other side that do not have shields. NAVI could take this game. They've got height. Uchako has been abusing them with the P2020s, and NAVI jumped down. They know they've got this game now. The health advantage was theirs. Woo. The distance was theirs, and NAVI convert Godspot into a win. Leaving us with just 5 teams left, and remember, NAVI just sitting on the outside of all of this. How many games have we seen just like this one? Even in our first series, with LG waiting on the outside for everyone else to come to them. Catalyst Wall in the indoors doesn't really stop much. Unreal Nightmare still are going to have to walk straight through the Catalyst Wall, but it does give you a few more options as VK Gaming to swing on them, to take some health chunks out of rails before ultimately you have to send yourself through the cat wall. And VK Gaming do actually lose one. Their defense not flawless by any means, so they will be down to just 2, while NAVI on the outside again still playing the patient game. They're not overcommitting. They are waiting for these teams to make huge missteps. Out come VK Gaming, not a finish, not an ape either. We're just waiting. Uchako plays the patient game, watches VK ultimately go down, rejoining the team by jumping into the breach. And Yarka up on the high ground, the one that's calling all the shots. The IGL for NAVI is going to have to eventually call his team to him. Up goes the evac tower. NAVI take high ground, and again, they are watching all of this. Orb Garden, Unreal Nightmare, NAVI still in this game, and NAVI Godspot.
Huge EMP coming out as well as both teams are looking at each other. They're forced to walk into each other as the zone closes. NAVI, perfect wall to extend the fight to not be in their LOS, hoping that they are forced to fight before they join the fray. Mud, Zidane looking to get a couple extra KP.
Uchako's happy boogieing with this as well. Unreal Nightmare goes down. NAVI don't even do them the honor of making it look difficult. NAVI wiped that fight and never had a risk doing it.
It's going to be a very slow, deliberate next few moments because nobody really wants to fight. Nobody really needs to do too much because the zone isn't forcing it. As we have 15 seconds until that zone changes its mind, moves in and forces his teams to fight.
Worth noting, CTE have Ash to work with, whereas Crazy Raccoon have Bangalore. That's the only difference. Otherwise, it's Mirage and Ballistic for both. So Whistlers galore, and make sure you try and use it to your best. But now CTE have lost 2, and Crazy Raccoon surely close this one out.
Furia eliminated as well. The solo couldn't make it happen. It's only Mav left on his own. He dances, he wiggles, but it's not enough, and it will be celebrations for Crazy Raccoon, who we mentioned needed a good game here. Is it going to be big money, or is it going to be coming out with no change? It's big money. 2 shields get broken. Kassa tries to send it as he uses the jets to get on high, but he's going to be shut down. You have to say, the team fire and the prioritization onto the Valk there, so good from the team on high.
Well, zone is closing, so this is now decision-making process. Are you going to take that portal? Are you going to take a Valkyrie ultimate up into the sky? That skyward dive could certainly gain you a position and maybe gain you points to get into the winner's bracket, remember. NRG are just going to use smokes, and they're going to pop that Mirage ultimate as well, just to try and maybe confuse their enemies.
Yeah, NRG, the problem for them is the team on height. They've got to wait for them to move. VK Gaming now move towards center zone a little bit closer. The catwall will go down as well as the gen. Yanya finds one himself as the team on height now has to leave. It's going to be Activist who take that evac tower, and 2 of them manage to actually stick it, which is going to give them the opportunity to move. But that's good news as well for NRG. And Timmy's been waiting, holding on to this Bangalore ult. The Rolling Thunder is going to come down, and that should do so much damage as Reply Totem will go down. And now we're seeing the damage. Now we see the swing from Timmy as NRG look for money. It's 150 to close it out here with the Kraber. Timmy put on somewhat of a show here in game number 5.
Oh, Timmy, always putting on a show.
And now Nox is going to use that dash. And look at this. You see the ticks coming in from the Knuckle Cluster. Now you're going to see the Mother Load go down. Fuse is doing a lot of work here. Letting Madness live might be something that Navi regret.
That's not yet. Navi are just going to be sitting ducks. Now you'd imagine Furia more than happy to be aggressive, just as they have been all game. But that could open the door for either Monster or SJP2 here.
Madness trying to line something up here, but he's taking damage from multiple angles. Has to back up for a second. As we have 3 squads remaining here. SJP2, Monster, and Furia, but it's SJP2 are doing most of the work onto Monster here. Monster will be eliminated, but their job was done, and surely now Furia can move in with this little bit of high ground that they have to close out this final game.
Should be a comfortable one, should be an easy one. I mean, maybe we'll see something special and a little bit of extra being put on display, but Furia close out the game. Remember how many games they were putting down points, weren't getting wins.
Mind you, you don't want to get fully wrapped on, and it's going to be that 1v1 between Monster and Tweakaholics, but Tweakaholics are also playing this incredibly slow. They had the portal nexus.
I mean, Monster had the opportunity to try and split them up there. It's good enough regardless. The Void Nexus will not save Tweakaholics, but they don't mind. They picked up quite a number of kills in that game. They end up with a sizable chunk of points available in game one there. An interesting start of the game from them, and an incredible conversion, honestly, considering how scattered they were from the start all the way over at staging.
Honestly, so impressed to see how Tweakaholics was able to survive the onslaught of teams collapsing on one another once everybody was funneled outside of their own respective buildings on the west side of Skyhook. But even more chaotic at the teams that had to also deal with the pressure from the middle console of Skyhook that had to drop down, give up that high ground, and I believe also the console wasn't even in that next zone too, so everybody was just forced out kind of close to the open. Play for placement at this time with YBR holding onto the high ground, but with the crypto drone, they scan the stragglers from right underneath. Tweakaholics being the ultimate left, and they look at each other with CTE on the other side.
Just let them play the 1v1. Come on, guys. Let it be a clean
Respect
1v1.
it.
There we go.
And they give it to them here with young Black Ricky being your champions for game number 2. It was inevitable with their positioning.
With a Havoc in hand, NRG want to leverage that to try and grab a dub here, but they have to worry about VKG coming down from up on high with the Sheila. Furia, we saw them trying to dance around with the Void Passage and play tricks on VKG sitting above them, but it's come to naught thus far.
It's the respect from Furia in that initial engagement versus NRG, right? Because they know that NAVI have them in their line of sight once this zone starts closing in right behind them, as it is right now. VKG having to fly right back up on height, waiting for the zone to close in. They see the mother load right below.
And it feels like a lot of teams have been sending ordnance towards Navi, but they do have the Watson, has this gen being able to avoid a lot of that.
And with Fury getting eliminated, NRG meeting back them in the lobby, VKG, 2 squads left versus Navi taking up so much space, whereas VKG are feeling the pressure. Navi walking in, and they take the dub for game number 3.
An impressive dub here from our reigning world champions.
Likely gonna have to deal with Liquid Alienware pretty soon as well, and Liquid are doing a good job of, after having had their big fight with NRG, it's crazy that it ended up getting that close. They've taken a chill pill. They're sitting inside these buildings. They know they've got a lot of cover, at least for now. They get to watch all this happen. Wall's gonna go up on the low ground. Gotta imagine that's Twisted Minds throwing out the wall, just given the direction. But Twisted Minds aren't doing anything with it just yet. Instead, using it for cover, maybe trying to force a couple of teams together. Skynade's starting to come in from Crazy Raccoon as well.
I mean, they're gonna have to drop down now, and the scary part is Liquid got sights on them if they drop down. It all depends on if Liquid or not are gonna get shot by Crazy Raccoon, but it seems like Mind is hopping on them immediately.
Yeah, they are the team that has caved to the pressure. Twisted Minds are the ones that dropped down onto Crazy Raccoon.
Yeah, I mean, Crazy Raccoon managed to wipe that, only losing one, but gets the reset already in time to make it back up again. Will T-Law have done enough damage? They did immediately wipe them.
Last 2 teams, Liquid Alienware and Crazy Raccoon. From the mid-ground, Liquid Alienware finally emerge. It is a 1-for-1, but Nazul once again using the Wraith to go back into the Void and pop out once again, playing like the fragger he is, taking down Karanpe and securing the win for Liquid Alienware. That is clean 3v3 fighting, clean edge play from Liquid Alienware. For long enough, because Noct having access to a Wraith portal, that would be huge. On the low ground, Spectre Esports do take a portal themselves, putting them right next to SAUL, and I gotta be honest, that is accelerating the timeline, Graceful.
I mean, this is the firing range I'm talking about. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. They're literally just looking down from 3 different angles right now, seeing who they can kill first. The other teams are just playing for second at this point. And now Jesco going down kind of early. Furia's looking to close this game out.
You say they're playing for second. I don't see them playing at all. SAUL fire a bullet, not a single bullet in the other direction. And now you've got Spectre, who again do almost the same thing. Keon, to his credit, does end up going low, but knocked on the low ground is untouched. Furia have complete control of this, and Spectre and SAUL both are crumbling in the hands of Furia. The high ground, the gameplay, the flanks is too much. You cannot contest Furia when they look like this. 29 kills, Nazul 16, and Team Liquid, were they still in this game, could have challenged for that title. Right now, it's just NAVI that are closest to Tweakaholics. 55 points to the 78 of Tweakaholics. You're going to need a lot of kills to make this work. Monster, Ash TP into the center of zone. NAVI lose a member as Uchako goes down, and Zidane doesn't seem to be too far behind him. Maybe struggling for a real grasp on this fight, and it will be NAVI being taken down. Great turnaround by Twisted Minds to do that to him. And Twisted Minds, with enemy down, could still make the top 3, but no! They will be shut down themselves. Young Black Ricky gonna lose a member. That's Young Hong Kong that's gone down, but a chance at a res here. Gonna be stuck even in this building. Do they have time to pull off the medkits? I don't think so.
No, this is going to be rough. They're going to have to jump out into the fight right here. But not only that, there's actually floating right there got jumped because they probably thought that was the other team inside.
And we talk about the high ground, low ground disparity. SAUL on the low ground, Monster on the high ground. It looks like Monster will be taking the final game of the day here in New Orleans. Fantastic end for Monster, who have shot their way up the leaderboards, and with that win, certainly secured themselves a top 10 and a continuation in the winners bracket.